What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the garage, and today I'm going to be showing you how to internally wire your handlebars. All right, so you got new handlebars, you want to get bigger ones, you want to get a different style, but you need to wire them. This video is going to show you exactly how to do that. And let me give you some context. We're going to be doing T-bars here from Dominator Industries. These are their new pullback riser combo bars in chrome. These are 13s, and we're going to be installing these on a 2002 Dyna that you see right over my shoulder. Now, disclaimer, everybody's bars are different. There's so many different bars that are out there. But the concept for internally wiring is going to be the same that you're going to see right here. Bars are different. There's so many different types of bars out there. And I will just give you my input. Anything with a jagged edge, meat hooks, those style are the absolute hardest to wire because of all the points, the jags, the turns, the sharp turns. So we'll get into that a little bit more. But what I'm going to be walking you through is basically how to wire the bars internally. You're going to have to de-pin, at least for us older people, older model Harley people, which is probably older as well. You're going to have to de-pin these guys right here. All right, so what we're going to be doing is we're basically going to be taking these right here, and this is the right hand one. You definitely want to make sure that you're putting them on the right side. Speaking from experience, I've done one and then realized when I started doing the other one, that's on the wrong side. So I'm telling you from experience as well. That's why I know, make sure to check, all right? We're gonna need to internally wire these so that they sit basically like right there. And then what they're gonna do is they're actually gonna come out of, well, in this case, they're not gonna come out of this hole because I'm actually gonna show you a cool little feature on these Dominator bars that I think is really cool for a bar and riser combo. It's all set up in front of me. I've got it broken down to the point where it's just gonna be repetitive. So I'm gonna walk you through the entire, my tips and tricks, and I've done enough of these to know, like, here's how to properly set up, in my opinion, to do a wiring bar job. So let's run this down. I think I'm gonna have it broken down for you. Pretty simple. My first tip here is lay the bars out on something soft, towel, a rag, a blanket, whatever. Put them on something soft. If you can keep the wrapping on them, even better. The second suggestion that I would have is make sure that the bars are sitting on the table in the position that you would be riding them. So here's the risers as they would be installed on the bars on the bike if I were sitting on the bike, and the risers as if I was sitting on the bike, okay? A couple of reasons for that. Primarily, you want to make sure that you get your hand controls correct, all right? It's easy to get them confused. You probably can, speaking from experience, okay? What I really like about these bars so far is a couple of things that you may have noticed. They're internally wired already. They've got a wire running through them for you to be able to use as your pull. Takes one step out of the equation for you. It's not a lot to do, but it's a nice touch, okay? If your bars don't come with something, tie a nut onto a light piece of string, put the nut through in the access point, and just move your bars around and wiggle the nut out of the exit point, and now you've got your pull string through there, okay? This is just a nice added touch to not have to do that. The second part of this is documenting what it is you're going to do, or what it is you're going to de-pin, not do, what you're going to de-pin. Now, what do I mean by de-pin? That means taking these connectors off right here. In order to take these connectors off, I'm going to show you, because I've already set one up, and of course, the wedge clip fell down. What I want you to notate first is that, since I got the black one here, we'll start with the black clip, which you'll notice I notated here, and you'll see this one is like a grayish white, okay? So that's my identifying mark. You see that I kind of drew this square here, and then I put two little lines up here. If you look at the clip like this, in this orientation, that's basically what I've drawn right here, is I've drawn the orientation of the clip onto paper. Then what I did is I went and I looked at each wire. Okay, this top left one, it's red, black. I'm sorry. It's black, red, all right? So black, red. The one below that is white, orange. So white, orange. Then the next one is white, black, so on and so on. You get the idea. I also went ahead and did that with the gray one here as well. So this is basically your reference. So when you take these out of this, because you've got to take it out of this in order to fish it through this, you can't fish it through all that with this clip on. But once you depin this, then you basically just have wires and you can go through there. That's the reason you have to do this. On an M8, a newer motorcycle, I'll tell you, I have not worked on too many of them, but on a newer motorcycle, an M8, the clips are so small because it's a canvas system. That's for another conversation. The clips are so small that you don't even have to do this step on an M8 that has a canvas system, because the clips are small enough to actually pull through the bars and the riser combo for internal wiring. So bonus right there. But this old school stuff, they're big giant clips. They don't fit, so you have to depin. So this is going to be your map to put it back together. So make sure you put that in a safe spot, okay? Then what you're going to do is to depin it, go to this clip. Here's the one that is still together. You see there is a wedge clip. That's what I'm holding in my hand, actually, right there. Boom. That's the wedge. Oh, don't lose that, right? Okay. That's the wedge clip to that one that I took off so I can show you. This is what it looks like. All you need to do is stuff a screwdriver or something, and you just need to pry this because it's only just wedged in there. That's it. That's all it's in there with. Pry it up. Once you pry it up, the inside of this is really what you're going to need to be able to get to, and that's what you did this for. Oh, it's hard to focus. Inside of there, what you're going to see are tiny clips, all right? And you will need like a pick, a very small flathead screwdriver. Kind of see them right there, right? Okay, you kind of see them in there. There's little clips in there. And when you're looking down in there, you're going to be able to see, oh yeah, that's a little small clip that's holding the wire in. And what you're going to do is you're just going to move that clip down so that the wire itself doesn't lock into place. And then you're going to pull it out the backside over here. I'll show you how to do one right now. Watch. Just so you can see what all will work. A very small flathead. This is small enough to get in there. A pick. I even have like a little thin file. And I might even use this just because it's sturdy. So down inside of there, you can kind of see them right there. You see those teeth right there? I'm basically just going to push the tooth down. Let me see. I'm just going to push this one down. I'm pushing. Let's see. I can tell which one. It's going to be this blue one here. And all I did, it's already coming out. See, now I pulled it all the way out. That's it. You leave this in place, okay? Because if you pull these right now, they won't come out until you unclip it inside. So I'm going to hit the clip for this top orange one, and I'll back that one out. All you gotta do is press down a little bit, and that's it. Once it goes past it, then you can take it out, and it backs all the way out. See? So you're going to repeat that process for this entire thing and this other one for these handles, and then we're going to go ahead and start fishing them through this right here. So let me get all of this depinned. Okay, so this is what you should be left with, is basically something like this on both controls. These are the pins, these are the connectors. This is what goes into the clip right here, which you depinned. Once you're left with that, the next step, which I've already done over here, is going to be to tape and connect it to your pull string. Now, these bars again have it. If not, you need to run something through. You can see, put a nut, fish it through, get it to come out the other end. This saves you a step. I don't have a massive radius, a big old bend on these things. It's going right here. It's going about 8 inches on this like nice pretty swoopy right down out of this hole, okay? So I don't have these things taped up excessively or even like very well. What I will tell you to do is, depending on your bars, you need to make sure that that tape is dependable, because when you have bars that are meat hook styles and they do these things that go like up to a point and then they come back down and then they have this hard 90 right here at the end and then they come out. All right, well, this bend here, and then to turn the wires around that corner, then you are really relying on pushing, pulling these wires through there. And if this breaks when you're halfway in, you're probably gonna get irritated and frustrated. So tape these up good, rig them well. You gotta rig them skinny because you can't put like a crap ton of tape where it's really tight. There's a technique to it, but get them good enough depending on your application. Mine, pretty straight, and then it's straight down and out of this hole right here. So I don't have a lot to have to worry about. So examine your bars to make, you know, tape it up well, because you could be cussing at it halfway through it. If it snaps and it rips apart on you or something, then you gotta do it all over again. So tape them up well. Okay, so the first ones I'm gonna do is just right here. Make sure, again, right handle, right bar, okay? Just double check. And you can see I'm just pushing on these are really easy. Push, pull, use this wire. Push, pull, push, pull. See, there's your wires there, kind of play with it. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. All right, there's your head right there. Okay, once your head comes out, it's usually pretty easy from that point. There you go. Okay. So you can see this one's not bad at all because I'm just running it right through here. But I'm still not able to just pull it here. I probably could, but I don't want things to get stripped. You know, I don't want the loom to get cut as it's going in. So take your time, kind of a push-pull method. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Until you get it all the way to your bar end right there. All right, and I'm probably gonna take these off and just clamp them on here right now. Before I go to the next step, I'll probably do this one here, but so I'm gonna do the same exact thing on the left side here. I'm gonna get these wires to come out of there, and then I'm gonna get these just quickly bolted onto here so they're not just floating and banging all over the place really quick. I don't even have the wire on this one, so let me show you how easy this really was. I literally pushed it down through here. Like, oh, I was thinking I might even be able to get this one without the pick, but no. I mean, just a little pick like that, just to guide it, and that's it. And then it all just right through the hole. It's already coming out the bottom there. Push it on down a little more. That's it for this one. So you want to guide it on top because it might get a little knotted. Just don't let it get wound up on itself. Just help it through. Okay. I'm trying to probably twist this a little bit out. Okay. Now you can see where we're at. And you can see now we are internally wired all the way from left-hand control through the bars, which is coming out of the bars right now. And then it goes through the risers internally, comes down, and then it pops out here. Now, this clamp right here is going to go over the top of this here. So when the bars are sitting down inside of here, you're not going to see any of those cables or anything until you get down to the bottom, which is going to be nice and low down by the trees. And this is all you're going to see. We'll wire loom this a little bit more too. Put some nice wire loom on it and put all the, make it look nice and neat. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and reverse and just take all of this stuff off. And then I'm going to put the pins back into here based off of the diagram I took earlier. And then I actually be ready to put these back on there, connect them, test it out if I want to, hit a turn signal, hit the horn. I don't know. Once you connect them to the bike with that, you can then go and test them. All right. So you basically got your gray clip here. You got your diagram. You're going to make sure that you take the connector and align it with your diagram so that the colors are going in the right spot. You don't want to make sure you turned it this way. You can see my little bootleg diagram has the 2 lines on top. So I got to make sure that my 2 lines are on top. Next step. It's really simple to go back in. You really just push them in. I like to start from the bottom up just so that the wires lay nice when I go lay them in. I'm not trying to fight underneath one. I'm going right on top of one. So I'll always start with the bottom row here and then work my way up. So first one I'm going to be looking for is the white one, which is this one here. This one, and double check it before you put it in, like looking all the way around it, because you could have white, yellow, white, who knows, but just make sure your eyes are seeing what your eyes are seeing and it's the correct one. So get my orientation. I know white goes in the bottom left-hand corner here, and all you do is, come on, you take it and you push it in. Might have to kind of move it around a little bit, but you'll feel it just slide in. You might have heard that click, but now it's not coming out because it went past the clip that we undid earlier, and you can see the terminator is now right there on the end, ready to go into the connector on the other end of this to plug back in. So now you're going to multiply that over all these. I'm going to find the blue one next. Again, I like to work from the bottom top, and that way my wiring isn't crossing over. I'm not fighting anything. So here's the blue one, and there. You can see it's in. Now, you can see all the terminators are there. Then you're just going to take the wedge clip that you took out, and this is what sandwiches them in there. Gives it a seal. This is called a Deutsch clip. It's got a rubber seal on it. This wedge clip clips inside of there to hold everything in place and to also kind of weather seal it. So you see these terminators now, these pins will go right through those holes. Hear that snap? And that connector is now all put together, and now you can go and connect this back onto the harness on your motorcycle. You didn't have to cut anything or any of that. All right, so that's how you internally wire your bars. Remember, there's all kinds of different bars out there. These were pretty straightforward, but I was able to show you the steps, the tips, the tricks, and some of the things you're gonna have to look out for and wanna keep in mind. Now, this is just part one of it. When you're doing a bar job, you also have to do cables, which is the next step. It's usually brakes, cable, for a throttle if you're on an older one. On a newer one, more wires, throttle by wire, that you would have to internally wire on these if we were putting these on an early model or a late model bike with throttle by wire. But internal wiring, these are the steps that will apply for any bar job that you do out there. It doesn't really matter if it's a Harley, if it's a dirt bike, if it's whatever you want to internally wire. Whatever it is, these are the steps that will help you navigate that. So I hope this video helped you out. I hope it got you in the right direction. If you take your time, you break it down slow, you take some pictures, you do some diagrams, it should go pretty smooth and easy for you. A little time in the garage with some buddies, maybe a couple of beers or something, and you can knock this thing out pretty quick. So it's not that difficult, it's not that hard. I use some very basic hand tools and just hung out on the workbench, set myself up a little spot, and got it done. So that's internally wiring your bars. Check out our other videos. These are going on our O2 Dyna build, which is right over there. That's what these bars are getting wired up for. So keep an eye out, keep a lookout for that series as well. Go and follow along with that build, because these bars are gonna make their way over there, along with a bunch of other goodies and stuff that are going on this thing. Exhaust, seat, suspension, all kinds of stuff. We're making this a good old West Coast high and tight Dyna. So we're excited for this one. Chrome black, just classic look, you know. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, like, comment, all those things. Tell your people, tell your friends. This is what we do. We're motorcycle men. We like hanging out in the garage, working on motorcycles, but we specialize in events, you know. We just have fun amongst our people. So we're able to do that in a way that people have a good time. So we've turned our hobby and our passion into an opportunity, and we're enjoying it. So come hang out with us in the garage more often, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, later.